I've been traveling a lot, I've been moving around a lot, and English is the language I feel the most comfortable speaking. My Swedish is okay, but it's kind of getting mixed up with my Danish and Norwegian as well. So I'm going to be doing this in English, and I hope nobody minds that. And welcome to this very interesting session, I hope. I'll be talking about how my Barbie did not have a computer, and how I'm very, very annoyed about that. But first of all, I was going to introduce myself, but you did introduce me. I'll just say a couple of few more things about the companies I work for. They've invested a lot in me, and I think they kind of deserve a little bit of more attention. So I work for a company called .NET Mentor. This is in Gothenburg. It's a small consultant firm. We're 6 developers there. We're not only developing in .NET, it's just the name it had in the beginning, and we kind of kept it, which is annoying for the Ruby developers. But well, they have to live with that. So we're always looking for people to join us. We don't care if it's a guy or a girl or a man or a woman. And we also like having students, extravetas, we call it in Swedish. I also work at Caloric as a technical evangelist. They have a product that makes life easier for developers, such as testing tools, performance tools, different controls for different platforms, and so on. And I work with the Windows 8 and Windows Phone 8 platform mostly, and I'm a big enthusiasm on that platform. And in me, I'm there as a WinRT, I hate saying specialist or expert. I tend to joke that extended the team to include me, and that's the extended part of it. Awesome bunch of people. If you have any questions about the .NET platform, you're going to find some people there to contact and talk about it. So, yeah. And as for me, if you want to talk to me, you can get a hold of me on Twitter. I didn't write all my emails because I have so many different emails. If you want to get a hold of me, just message me on Twitter, and that's the easiest way to get a hold of me. I spend most of my life there. So I used to work as a licensed dietitian and a personal trainer, and I love stand-up, lols, and pranks, but I won't be doing any of them here. I'm not going to try to be funny. And I started programming, it's a year and a half now actually. I can't believe how fast it's been going. It's actually a year and a half. And I promised myself that after 2 years, I can't really continue referring to myself as a newbie anymore. So then I actually had to start writing some code. I'm very, very happy to see so many women today. I haven't been in a room with a lot of women for a long, long, long time. Actually, 2010, that's the last time. That was when I graduated as a clinical dietitian. I had studied nutrition and clinical nutrition and also natural medicine. Let's not get into that. For quite a few years. And I remember how it felt when I graduated, because I kind of knew already on my first day at university that it wasn't the right thing for me. I knew it, but you know, I had moved to Australia, and basically I would have to move back home because my tourist visa, work and tourist visa was going to expire, and I wanted to stay put in Australia. So I had paid for school, which was bloody expensive, by the way. And that's how you get $500,000 in debt as a student, really. So I was stuck there, and I said, I'm going to try to make it work. It's too early to tell. That was what everybody told me. And as I was walking here today, I had a friend of mine who studies here, Mikael. He walked me into campus. We were walking through campus, and I was like, oh dear, I really don't miss this. And he was like, really? Why not? I was like, well, say 5 years kind of does that to you. He was like, well, I've been at it for 6 years. I was like, holy shit. And he asked me why. And I said, well, because this is a little bubble. So you live in this little bubble, and it's such a nice little bubble unless you know it's not right for you. Because then you know that bubble's going to burst in a couple of years when you're done, and you go out in reality. And now that is an even bigger bubble, and you're going to feel very alone if you don't feel like you fit in. And when I was asked to come and speak here, I wasn't quite sure whether I should do it or not. Sorry. To be honest, I have a lot of female friends in the developer community, and a lot of them speak at conferences like I do. And a lot of them refuse to speak at female-only conferences. The reason for that, they say, is because they kind of feel it goes against what we're trying to achieve, which to include women in a very male-dominated area. But I was kind of thinking about it, because actually I think it is a very good idea to have women gather together like this, because we are a minority, and a very, very mighty little one as well. And the thing is, what I hear from most women I talk to that work in computer science and similar jobs, they say they feel very alone. So they're standing there on top of the world, and it's just them there, and they go like, hello, 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 and it echoes. So they feel very alone. And they will also feel very naked, literally very naked. So this part I probably would not be allowed to upload on YouTube. Sorry, I even stole the images. This is actually from a consumer technology, not conference, what do you call it? Well, they're selling hardware. Hardware for the computer. You might think I'm referring to something else. And okay, so at conferences it's usually not like this, not this extreme, but you do get the impression that it's kind of, accommodated for men. Which I understand, because like 99% of the people attending are going to be men. But I don't like it. See, so I really appreciate the fact that we can gather together and just do our thing, talk about it, feel good about it, and we don't have to deal with shit like that. So that's why I'm here today. So the thing is, a lot of times there are some differences between men and women, and a lot of times we feel like this. I know I've felt like this quite a few times. You're standing there at the bottom of a mountain, it just seems impossible to climb up there, and they're just having quite a party at the top. The sun is shining up there, you're standing at the bottom of the mountain, it's raining, you're crying, you feel alone. Or like it was for me, I didn't even see the mountain. I don't just, this is how it looked like when I grew up. So I had my Barbie, and her chest kind of looked like a balcony, like an X support or something. And my options was hair, care, or health. Health care, hair. That was pretty much, and art. But then my mom said, well, if you want to make money, okay. So I know a lot of people make money off art, by the way, Mom. So my options is like this. And being interested in fitness and sports helps seem like a natural thing for me. Considering how many times I colored my hair, I probably should go to a hairdresser. It would have saved me a lot of money. But so I decided on health. Because the thing is, if I ever try to think about any other option, I would go like, I just won't fit in. I just feel like a square hole, and I'm a round ball, and there's no chance in hell I'm going to fit into that square hole. But the thing is, I was very, very unhappy, because at the same time, I wasn't fitting in as a dietitian either. And I felt like something was wrong with me. Shouldn't women be caretakers? Shouldn't we take care of people? Isn't that what we do? Am I going against nature, saying that actually I don't mind taking care of friends and family, but I just don't want to do it as a job. It's a training. I go home, I'm tired. I don't really want to do this. I was very, very unhappy. And I was very frustrated because I felt like I was supposed to like this, according to everybody else, but it just didn't feel that way. But there is this thing about fitting in. Because you got to try to see it from different angles, and you got to find the right place to fit in. And actually, there are a couple of reasons as to why women sometimes feel they don't belong somewhere, and it's called ambient belonging. Now, there is this woman, she's a fantastic researcher, and there are a lot of videos with her. You should really watch them. And I am totally going to mispronounce her name now, and it's Sapna Sherian. She probably wouldn't be able to pronounce my name either, my Romanian name, Sebastian, so we're even. So she's done a lot of research on atmosphere and our reaction to atmosphere. When I say I mean women. And it turns out that women, they did this one particular study. So they had this room, and it was kind of masculine, well, we can argue this, masculine decorated with Star Trek posters. That's my definition of masculine, but hey. So they had Star Trek posters and like typical things that guys would like. And then they had women come into this room, and they were there for a job interview, and they were interviewed and so on. And then they had the same room, and they decorated it, not feminine, so they weren't like decorating the windows with tampons. It was just naturally decorated. That's what guys think we do, honestly. So I was asked if we were going to burn our bras somewhere in the backyard afterwards. And I don't know what they planned for evening activities. I don't know, but I'm keeping my bra. Okay? So it's cold here. So anyway, turns out that when the room was decorated in a masculine way, most of the women didn't want to work there, and they also felt like they would do worse if they were to work there. Now, the same interview, the same place, just decorated neutrally, was the other way around. As for the guys, it didn't really change so much. It didn't really care. That's very interesting. And they did the same research also with virtual environments, and the same thing came out of that, the same conclusion. So apparently it's very important for us to feel like we fit in. Now, I am not the person to draw any conclusions on our childhood and how we women in groups and so on, but there is something very important there. There is a big difference there. And I guess what's very important for us then is to question that thing about fitting in and remember that things aren't always as you see them. There are different patterns you can fit into, there are different holes. And if there isn't one you can fit into, just make it yourself. So the thing is, I didn't fit in as a dietitian, but some people do. And the same goes for programming, computer science, all jobs, electrician, whatever, you know.